Hello and welcome to the Anfield Talks Match Reaction podcast. It's not Ben, it's me, Elliot. I'm with Shigz. You're right, Shigz.
I'm well, thank you. How you doing? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Taking up Ben's role, so no pressure. But
You'll be fine, mate. You'll be fine.
Yeah, before we get stuck in, I'll just quickly, as you can see at the bottom of your screens, check out your footcard.com. Use TATPod 50% off. That is our sponsor. Got to give them a little shout out before we get stuck into what was an eventful first game of Liverpool's season. Eventful in a good way for the first 30 minutes, you could probably say, Shigz.
Yeah, very much so. We were in the ascendancy, as they would say. We came out like most of our preseason games literally going at them and found our rhythm quite quick, which was good to. But then after we got
Shigz
goal, and it looked like sorry about that. Let me do something just quickly. It's moving mad. Hold on, let me do something.
He's gone completely.
Right, there we go. We're back.
You're back.
Sorry about that. Right.
It's all right.
Yeah. So and then the Salah. I feel like the Salah offside goal was a bit of a turning point because as soon as that goal was called offside, it's like Chelsea just not clicked into gear, but went up a level, and then the goal was a little bit disappointing. I was a bit disappointed that both our defenders just got caught flat-footed with a ball back over the top. And then, if I'm honest, mate, I was praying for half time to come.
Yeah, I think everyone was, to be honest. I'll go into like different moments in a bit more depth. But first of all, I mean, you've just briefly touched on a few moments. The lineups at the first half an hour. I mean, I was watching it thinking. I wasn't surprised by the lineup because I don't think Liverpool can do much more at the moment. So I was pleasantly surprised at how well it went. But I mean, from the lineup, I'll list it: Ali, Trent, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, McAllister, Gakpo, Szoboszlai, Salah, Jota and Diaz. I mean, it's what they done against Darmstadt, more or less, and everyone anticipated to be this today. It was first 25 minutes. I mean, what would you have liked to see that? Because I mean, Gakpo in midfield is probably the biggest talking point within that lineup, and I think he proved why he probably is today. I mean, just purely off the lineup.
I was a little bit disappointed that Curtis Jones didn't start. Just because not because of Gakpo's a quality player, but he's not a midfielder. So there's little nuances that he was missing out in terms of tracking back. Because on the left, Robbo on the left, he was having a mess. And I think that was because he wasn't really getting support from either Gakpo or Diaz because they kept doubling up on him.
Yeah.
So
they're not defenders, are they? They're not defenders. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's whereby he let himself. Well, Gakpo, not that he didn't let himself down, but it was just that because he's not a midfielder by nature, him picking up those spaces was giving Chelsea an opportunity to come down there right. So I would have preferred Curtis Jones to start, and for me that's a big thing because you know.
I know you've had some debates about Jones.
Fan, but he's won me around because he seems to understand midfield a little bit more. It's not just bombing forward and playing forward. He understands his defensive duties, and Gakpo. It wasn't his best game, but it wasn't because. He just, I don't know, the midfield role what they wanted to play in, and we weren't able to get the best out of him. So it called, and Diaz got the goal, which was really good. But again, I don't know, it was just missing something. Or was that just me?
No, I do agree with you. I think Gakpo midfield is obviously it's a consequence of Liverpool being so slow in the market. So I mean that's like one problem on top of another. But I don't think even if you're being forced to do it, I don't think it should be done because Jones, I know he may have got a little bit of an injury in one of the pre-season games, so maybe they're being a bit cautious, which is fine. Yeah. But he comes on, so he's obviously fit enough. So you're probably looking to start him. You could even argue in the six, and then you have McAllister on the left, so you have more defensive prowess to help Robertson. But wasn't the case. Just quickly on Chelsea's lineup, I reckon that was probably a big surprise. I think Trent said it after the game when he was speaking to Sky. They expected Chelsea to do 4-3-3 because I was surprised when I saw their lineup as well. Poch doesn't strike me as three at the back, especially for this new Chelsea team. So I don't know what your thoughts on that.
I think it was to combat how we played, because I think if it had been a 4-3-3, we'd have annihilated them.
Yeah, wow.
Because and I think the reason why I did it is because last season you saw Trent become an extra midfielder, and because of that, the midfield that they have, it was difficult, and the way they were playing, it was difficult for Trent to occupy that midfield space that he normally does. He did it a couple of times, but a lot less than he usually does. And that, the second goal that was offside, that came from that. But I think I got to give Pochettino a thing, because it's a new team and they did that to kind of nullify how we played, and it worked because man, if there's ever a game that shows that we need a CDM, it is right there. But it's so glaring. Like Fernandes, Sterling, even this Gallagher guy, they were picking up those little pockets just in between, behind McAllister and in front of Konate and Van Dijk, and it was like, luckily they weren't as technical as they needed to be able to thread those balls through, or their finishing wasn't the greatest. But a team that is a little bit more adept in that, especially teams like Newcastle with Tonali and Guimaraes, they're going to cause us problems if we don't get that CTM. But that's a conversation for another day. But it was just, that particular formation they did, you got to give it to them. It kind of nullified us.
Yeah, no, I do agree. So it worked well. They just overloaded midfield, because Liverpool's midfield is, you can barely even call it midfield, just with the attacker and like quality that is on show. And for the first 25, touched on it, it seemed like it was going to work, because it was actually the battle of who needs a number 6 more, and it looked like Chelsea struggled a bit more, because you said Gallagher played well. Everyone for Chelsea played extremely well after that 30-minute mark, and Gallagher was one of them where he's getting picked up on the commentary as well. He looked like he could be struggling, getting the ball under pressure. Liverpool's press looked all spot on, but then it just, as you said, Salah's first disallowed goal, it was a bit of a turning point. But the positive, let's start, because I mean, I don't think there's much positivity in terms of the way Liverpool attacked in the second half to really go over. But the good openings. I think the first proper one was probably Gakpo. He gets in, and then Salah hits the bar. It was a bit of summed up Gakpo's. I mean, you didn't want it to be a sign of things to come, but Gakpo, we probably should just shoot there. I know Salah's got great.
I was surprised he passed. Yeah. But, because he'd done all the work. He literally done everything, and then all you need to do. But I guess Salah's a guy that they trust, so he gave him the ball. But yeah, that as well. And I've got to say this as well. Like, Szoboszlai's a good guy, man, because you see the chance that we had on the right, whereby Szoboszlai cut in and literally Jota took it off his.
Yeah, well, I think that was the first big, well, I say big chance, you've probably not registered it as a big chance, but first opening, because Szoboszlai, the big, tall, lanky legs he's got, he just went past everyone, and it looked like he was supposed to unleash like a dead powerful shot at his left foot, and Jota just scuffs it, and you're just thinking, hopefully it's not one of them days, and then Liverpool carry on, and you're thinking it won't be, because, I mean, the Salah goal, it comes 20 minutes in, maybe, 19th minute. Early goal at Stamford Bridge. Salah brilliant. The team go with it as well. Alisson, McAllister, Salah, Diaz, so slick, so smooth. You're thinking, right, it's not going to be one of them days. Not going to miss a load of chances, and they're going to just basically tear Chelsea apart. But let's focus on the goal. It was lovely, wasn't it? It was great. What Liverpool can do, what they should have been doing the whole game. Really.
That ball from Salah.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
Because even me, because I was thinking, like when he played it, I just thought, it's not going to be a lovely finish by Diaz. I was pleasantly surprised with that, because I thought it was a bit of an outlandish pass, but then
it looked difficult, didn't it?
Yeah. But listen, tremendous, and finished with aplomb. And then we seemed to grow, and then Chelsea just seemed like they was on the back foot. For that next 10, 15 minutes, they were like, okay, right, we need to back off. But then, it really nice goal. And I was hoping that we would have kicked on. I think if that second goal had gone in, I think we'd have seen a different game. But it weren't meant to be. But it was a lovely goal. I'm happy with the link up play that Nunes, sorry, that Diaz and Salah have, because they haven't really been the best of people when they're linking up. So for them to do that, it kind of, like the commentary said, it kind of reminded me of that Salah Mane kind of thing that they have, where Salah would always play to the back post and Mane would be running in. So hopefully that's a good sign of things to come.
Yeah, that's a massive positive, isn't it? Because Diaz's like goal output is probably the most thing you'd nail him for, like saying he needs a bit more of it. So it's good to see like the combination, yeah. But as you said, the next 10 minutes are literally in that the end of the next 10 minutes. Salah gets that goal. I mean, it looked tight anyway, but in the moment of time, you don't think it's offside. The flag stays down. You're thinking, brilliant, Liverpool in control. VAR comes in. I mean, I think I took one look at it and thought, yeah, definitely offside, but they take ages. I mean, supposedly you've got to be right, but it's one of them, isn't it? Where, okay, fair enough. But as you said, one of them where heads down for Liverpool after that is a bit of a strange one. I don't really think apart last season was poor, obviously, but many times where Liverpool are on the front foot, goal disallowed, okay, it's annoying, but it's not a big deal. But it seemed to them like it was a massive deal because their heads did drop a little bit and they dropped back almost like 5 yards.
Yeah, very much so. And then it just, from then, but I think that was the point where Enzo Fernandez started getting on the ball. From that point onward, he started dictating, and they started like playing those balls over to Sterling, and Reece James was overlapping and causing problems. And from there, that's where we started to have problems in terms of we weren't able to grasp the midfield control back. And I can't blame McAllister because he's not a DM. That's not his role. He picks up the ball deep, but he's not the person that will have his head on the swivel trying to size out danger. And it just looked like it was the midfield role that he'd been given was a bit too much for him. And that's not slighting him. That's not his role. But again, it just goes back to the fact that we need that DM, man. Immediately.
Just a bit obvious, isn't it? I mean, McAllister, I thought he's a joy to watch. I mean, in pre-season, I had the biggest smile on my face watching him because it's a bit different to what Liverpool probably normally have within that midfield. You someone who can get it in such tight areas, but it is obvious that he isn't that. I mean, he likes to get in like a good challenge and that, but he wants to be doing that further up the pitch, and it's why he's been bored. So, I mean, Liverpool, we'll get on to that towards the end. We'll get more stuck into the bits in the game. I mean, their goal comes from that left side before the corner. It's Sterling who just gets in far too easily, and everyone's terrified to touch him. He gets the ball into the box. Trent puts it over, somehow not into his own net.
I couldn't believe he did that. I thought, oh my god!
Yeah, no, I mean, when Sterling was there, I was thinking anything can happen, and I was just worried about a penalty more than anything. But Trent done really well there. I think it's defensively today. I mean, we'll quickly touch on that. I thought he was okay defensively today. Thoughts, Shigz?
Yeah. Me too. Like I think there was one time that someone went past him, but then Kanate came to cover him. To be honest, mate, that was one of his better performances in terms of right back. I like, and I know probably he's going to get more challenges down that right hand side, but he didn't. For me, it was. I would give him a 7 out of 10 personally.
It was just.
He was.
Yeah, no, I do agree. I think defensively he was all right, wasn't he? Like it was weird because Chelsea they pulled Liverpool apart, but like defensively was solid enough. Liverpool, I think, were solid enough. I think that was just kind of the issue. They had to be, but just going back onto the goal, that corner, second phase of play, it's not great. Is it just one? It's a couple of loose headers, and another header comes back in, and Disasi has all the time in the world to just like scruff one in, basically.
Yeah. It's annoying because it's I don't know. I don't think it's a fact that they switched off. I just think they got caught coming out instead of just being what's the word? Just taking a moment to sometimes running somebody that's just available because they're just running in when the ball comes over. And that's that way. But again, or even Kanate, but it was just literally the guy went a good finish, and tried to say it, a bit of a scuff finish. Look at scuff finishes. I think if the guy hits it clean, Alisson leaves that. Because he touched it, it just trickles over him, and it was just like at that point, you saw we were on the ropes because they scored like was it like a minute later again?
Yeah, I mean, it was. I think it was a few. Yeah, it was like I was shocked but not surprised almost. It was, I mean, we didn't, again, one of the flag stays down, didn't know at the time that it was going to be given offside, but it was like, here we go again almost.
It was
in
tight
terms of
though.
just the friend. Yeah, very, very tight. But I think obviously if Salah's off, Chilwell's definitely off as well. Done very well, Chilwell, to be fair, with the composure. But no, it just didn't look great at it. As I think we mentioned a few times, now heads down, and almost like it was like, oh my God, we've got to retreat, when Liverpool were in control of that game, which I think is where in the second half, I was like disappointed how they set up, and I think it's been a common theme with just Chelsea games where they're happy to like defend, hence why there's been so many draws. But I don't know what your thoughts on how Klopp set up. I mean, it's one of them, is the Stamford Bridge away anytime's tough, but it's just, for me, it felt like a game was there.
You know what it is? And I said this a bit backstage. It looked like after about 70 minutes, we were knackered. If you get a chance to watch it back again, look, when it gets about 70 minutes, we look tired, bro. Like, and I know we're going to get into like a couple of players that got taken off. I weren't mad at the players that got taken off, if I'm honest. I wasn't, because it just looked like they just expected to run out of the game. Nah, man, like put effort in. When Doak came on, you saw immediately he was pressing the guy. Salah, I know this is not to have a dig at Salah, because Salah is a quality player, but they both look tired. They look tired. Even Gakpo looked tired. It's almost like he was trying. He still looked tired, but you could see he was pushing through the barrier. So I get people are annoyed that they got sent off, but not sent off, taken off. But I'm not mad at it. But I maybe the sat with Klopp, I don't know. I think maybe he's sending out a message saying we need more, because to bring on Doak and Curtis, and who else did he bring on? Harvey, I've got to give him this play, because he was quality when he came on.
Yeah, he was really good when he came on.
But he came on and done the job. But yeah, look, the first game of the season are always tricky when they're away from home, because it's no one's really got into the ebb and flow of their fitness. You're away from home. Chelsea away on the first day is not a bad thing in terms of, I think they're going to get better during the course of the season. So, Klopp could have done better, but I think for me, Gakpo was tired by that time, because at first I was thinking maybe take Jota off, put Gakpo at 9, and then put Curtis Jones where Gakpo was playing. So that went out for the next 10 minutes, and then bring it. But he went straight to Nunes, and Nunes as well had his chances. The chance McAllister, if McAllister gives him a better ball, we might be talking about this game differently.
Yeah, no, I do again. I think it was one of them where I think people may be shouting for at half time for Jones to come on and Gakpo further forward, but I don't think Klopp really likes to do that too much when it's like it's a blatant like other player, isn't it? You've not been good enough, and I don't think that was really the case in the first half. I think they were all decent enough. It was just literally the last 15 where the threads kind of dropped. But second half come out, no changes. Thinking, okay, let's hope he's kind of. My hope was that he's told them to just calm down, and literally start playing football again. I know it sounds simple when you put it like that, but I'm pretty sure Klopp would refer to it as that as well. And by football, literally get it on the ground like they done the first half, and I would play through McAllister.
I just knock it about
there as well. Yeah, just calm down. But it was almost like the first 10, you could probably say in the second half, they maybe on the front foot again, but it was nowhere near the first half. They have the Van Dijk shot, which goes very, very close, which, I mean, I knew he was going to shoot when he got it on the left-hand side. I was wanting him to shoot because I know he's got that quality with his right foot, but it nearly went in, but just over. And then I think the controversial, but I don't think it's too controversial, is the penalty shout. I think going off the rules is probably not. I mean, heat the moments going, come on, going to VAR. What I just hate with every decision like this is the main referee never goes to the screen. Just with like decisions which are opinion based, I just think always go to the screen. Didn't, but his arms here, isn't it? It's like in his body. So I think it's probably one of them where you're gonna go, fair enough. I mean, I don't know about you, Shigz.
Yeah, no, to be honest, I can't really be mad at him because it's not like his arms here. He's on his body, like literally. If his arm was a little bit out, and then you could say, like his arm has gone to that. That's it. Let's put it this way: if that had been given against us, I would have been pissed.
Yeah, you'd be feeling.
So yeah. So I'm not gonna be like, oh, they made it.
No.
A lot of people, I don't know, and you can tell me if you think different. A lot of people were getting on the ref. I don't think it's a bad game.
No, I think the thing is with Taylor, I think he knows. Oh, sorry, Shigz, you're cutting in and out there. Sorry, I'm jumping in. Are you here?
Can you hear me?
Just about, but you're still there, Shigz, but it's gonna go.
All right now, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think you've frozen out.
Oh my God! Hold on. All right, are we back in the room? Oh my God! Ooh. Right, let's try this again. Oh my God. Oh no. Okay, well, it looks like it's going to be me that's going to have to run the show for the moment. Let me know if you can still in the chat. Let me know if you can still hear me. Oh, hello. Right. Well, I'll just give my review and then we'll take it from there. At the end of the day, look, it was a bit of a, I don't know, it was a bit of a weird game. Them first games of the season, they always seem to be a little bit more. First half is one way and then the second half is another way. Now, it's a little bit. Nunes had a chance. Well, it wasn't even a chance. Took a shot in the second half and it got deflected, nearly went in. But I don't know. We just fitness levels need to be better. Our composure on the ball needs to be better. Robertson, I know a lot of people have been getting onto him, but I just feel like he needs to. That left-hand side needs to be a little bit more secure in terms of how people go about defending because he was getting cooked, as people say, on that left-hand side. But to be honest with you, I think a 1-1 draw is a fair enough result. I know a lot of people would have said Chelsea would have bet in the second half, and they did have chances. But yeah, we need to make some moves in the transfer market. Definitely, that CDM is a must. And maybe another left back, or maybe Tsimikas gets a goal because I don't know. It feels like Robbo has kind of lost his mojo. Like he's just, I don't know. The team doesn't feel as cohesive now. Kanate and Van Dijk, they did have a good game in my honest opinion. Kanate made some good blocks. He did try and be a little bit more aggressive guy in the second half, which was needed because that Nicholas Jackson guy that they had kept us quite honest. Both of them was good player. So again, I think is it Bournemouth who was our next game, but we need to make sure we get the points against them because we can't get another draw. And hopefully it's at home. But yeah, it was an interesting game. Well, shout out to Harvey Elliott because he came on. And I thought he was excellent. Like I know a lot of people don't really rate him in the midfield role, but he seemed to in this particular game, he came on and was very energetic and very, very forward thinking, positive with the ball, made a few interceptions. Could have played in Szoboszlai a couple of times. I was hoping Szoboszlai would take more shots as well because he's got a hammer of a right foot. But I think that will come. I think I was very happy with how Szoboszlai played. He was energetic and was good in the pressing game. Was trying to get the ball back on every occasion it was any time near him. But yeah, that pass from McAllister to Nunes, man. If it had just been a little bit better, I think we would have won. I think we would have held on to win. We move on now. John Henry's in the country. We need to make some moves in order to get some players, man, because this team is not where it needs to be. And for us to get into that Champions League, I know there's 5 spots now. There are a few. Newcastle are very serious teams, so we need to make sure we get our hand in what we need to do and then take it further. So listen, if you've liked the commentary, please like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I think, is there anything else that I've missed out before we leave? Trent had a good game. I'll give you my ratings for each of the players. I'm going to give Alisson 7, made some good saves. Robbo 6, Konate 7.5, Van Dijk 7.5, Trent 7, McAllister 6.5. Who else? Szoboszlai, I'll give a 7. Well, 6.5. Gakpo 6. Salah 7. Diaz 7. Jota 5. He wasn't really that. He really didn't do much in the game. Who else? Curtis Jones 6. Doak 5. He didn't really get much of the ball to do anything. So the 5 I'm giving him is because he didn't really have much time to do anything. Nunes, I'll give a 6. Made him cause chaos, had a couple opportunities. And then, we'll catch us back here. I think the next game is going to be Bournemouth. Is it home or away? I'm not too sure. Please like, share, and comment. And we will see you next week. Take care, people. In a bit.